Hello, this is Michael Lasky, editor at AppellationAmerica.com, and I want to take you on a wine quest. Today we're going to the Anderson Valley and visiting with Deborah Kahn and Ted Bennett, owners of Navarro Vineyards. Hi, I'm speaking with Deborah and Ted from Navarro Vineyards, and wanted to ask them, so you're sort of pioneers in this valley. Who was here before you when you arrived? What wineries were here?
Well, in the most recent wave of wineries, I think Edmeades came in the mid-'60s and planted. They didn't start a winery. I think they had about 15 acres in Cabernet Sauvignon and in French Colombard. And which were Davis recommendations.
Right.
And then Tony Hush came a little later. I think he planted his vineyards 4 or 5 years later. And he planted Gewürztraminer and Chardonnay, I believe. And he had 5 or 10 acres at that point in time. Right. And we were looking for a place to grow Gewürztraminer, and had spent a couple of years doing it. And
what were your other choices? Did it come down to one or the other?
Where to?
Yeah, to where?
Well, I think what we're looking for two things. Davis had this heat summation,
right, which is now proven to be wrong, but
right. But it gave you a general idea,
right?
And then from our wine experience, and we like to read about wine. We knew that the vineyards in France that produced the best wines were the ones that ripened their vines. The grapes were ripe at the end of the season, and there was a slow maturation process. So what we did is we went out and looked at all these region ones during harvest.
Right.
And what we found out was, I think we started in Santa Barbara County, and they were harvesting in August. And I forget which vintage it was. I think it was 72. We came up and depicted Edmeades, and it was October, and you had to wear rubber boots because it was so wet in the vineyard from the rain, and the fruit was this beautiful russet color like it is in Alsace, and nice acid, and then this place across the street was for sale, so bingo.
Right. And so Gewürz was the first grape you planted?
We planted Pinot Noir at the same time.
Yeah.
We had done all the research on Gewürz, but we liked red wine as well. And so, if the Gewürz decision was correct, then Pinot Noir was really the only grape that made any sense.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So then, most of the places that were here, as you said, sold out or moved on, and so you're the oldest living.
We're the grandma and grandpa of the Anderson Valley.
Right.
Kind of nice, but what's even nicer is that both of our children are now involved in the business, and are owners of Navarro. And Sarah got a degree from Davis in enology and viticulture, and did her master's thesis on Pinot Noir and clonal study. And so, they're taking kind of our vision another step.
Right. That's
especially
great.
with the sheep and more of an integrated farm. Actually, Sophia is one of Sarah's good friends, who's the second generation in the apple farm, and third generation. That's right.
Right.
So a lot of their ideas about having sustainable farming that is not a monoculture has sort of taken over their thinking in the direction that they want to go.
Your winery has been basically direct sales. Is that still the case?
And we, for the first few years we made wine, we didn't think about selling it. We just assumed that people would love it when they saw it. So at the time I was pregnant, and we decided we had to go out selling. We each took a separate car and decided to meet that evening. And I had a much better day than Ted because I was pregnant and people felt sorry for me. We suddenly realized that if we were going to make a market for the wine, we had to do that ourselves. So we came back and milled 3 redwood trees that were growing on the ranch and made the lumber and built our first tasting room. those people continue to buy, the lion's share of Navarro wine.
Mm-hmm. And you're at one of the only companies that produces grape juice. And
Well, certainly the way we do it, I think. I mean,
right.
There are a lot of grape juices out there, but ours is basically cold filtered rather than pasteurized.
Right. Okay.
And it's also varietal wine grapes. So.
Right.
And it was actually made for family reasons. Our
Mm-hmm.
son, Aaron, who's now 31 and having a second child soon, was allergic to milk when he was a baby. And I came home one day with a lot of grape juice, and Ted said, "Why are you buying grape juice? There's a 5,000-gallon tank of grape juice right there." I said, "Great, bottle it, And we took the first few bottles to Chez Panisse, and Alice loved it, and so that certainly helped us market
Right.
it at the beginning.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. Yes, well, my battery is dying, so.
Oh, well,